But it's really important to have these unicorns in your business who understand it from end to end, like exactly what every function does, because those are the people who are never used to sort of explore technology and how it can make our companies better. I like AI's impact on categories, for example.
Hello everyone, welcome to Activate London. I'm so excited to be here. The community in London at Activate is just so dynamic and so exciting. And I'm super excited to be here with an amazing thought leader in marketing, Devina Seth, Director of Brand Partnerships at BBC Studio. Welcome. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Maybe we can start by you just talking about what you do and your job.
So I joined BBC Studios a little sort of over a year ago in a brand partnerships role, which was a completely new sort of division that the team was investing in, and I joined in the capacity of director. So there's a lot of faith being put into establishing this unit, which is going to try and monetize our IPs and take it out into market and do it beyond platform and social and really invest in content. So it's really exciting to be a part of this team because I'm now sort of working with my own strategists and creatives and then borrowing from the leaders and sort of program directors of all the other IPs that I work with very closely.
Right on, you're joining such an iconic brand, and you've been working there for how long have you been working there for?
A year.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when all of these transformers are happening in content, in marketing, in tech, and obviously AI is something that, even on the floors of Activate here, we're hearing a lot about. Maybe it's sort of a fast take, like for you, like what AI tool do you go to? What's your favorite AI tool?
Because I'm in a leadership role, I do a lot of meetings. They get cumbersome, and then there is actual sort of follow-up actionable work to do after those meetings. So Copilot is my best friend, and it's also sort of validated by our compliance, which is fantastic.
That's important.
But just having my meetings transcribed at the end of something that can start as a 30-minute discussion and go into an hour-long discussion on what the next steps are and what the action points are, and not having another person's time sort of being utilized and just writing it down. It just being transcribed is something that is just revolutionary for me. It's just frees up my time to actually invest in the creative aspect of my role, which I absolutely love. Copilot is, I love Copilot.
Yeah, I know, and it's important, AI, making yourself as a leader more efficient is good, so that's good that everyone can learn from that. Okay, so maybe you can tell the world what is the most energizing part of your role?
Working with creatives, working with program directors, and working with editorial teams who are at the precipice of creating incredible content, constantly sort of engaging with the audience through content on our platforms, growing those audiences that we now sort of categorize as fandoms, because they truly are a loyal fan base for our content. It's just wonderful being able to bring commercial opportunities to life, but it's through a creative lens which leans into our IP. I think studios really sort of helps bridge that content, so commercial and editorial church-state gap. It's not something I've experienced in historic roles, so I think working with creative teams all across the business is what I love.
And so you've gone from iconic brand to iconic brand in your career. What do you feel is one shift that digital media companies or brands aren't fully caught into?
I think embracing change. AI is a change. I feel like really sort of extreme words like disruption. It was the sort of catchword about 5 years ago. I feel like it's really important, and I just spoke about this in the panel earlier, but it's really important to have these unicorns in your business who understand it from end to end, like exactly what every function does, because those are the people who are never used to sort of explore technology and how it can make our companies better. Like AI's impact on categories, for example, healthcare and small businesses, is undeniable. It makes life easier in so many sort of functions, and that kind of change is something that sort of enhances our helps us get towards our goals much faster. So they shouldn't be one shouldn't be afraid of those. And I feel like I feel like we like to stick in a norm and like to sort of mold ourselves into working a specific way. And the one thing about marketing is that there is constant change, and that needs to be embraced.
And so you've gone from transformation to transformation, brand to brand. What's one lesson you've learned that you're bringing to your current role?
Trust my instinct. I'm instinctively right about creative that works. There have been times where I've questioned it, but with experience, I've honed in on that instinct even more. I lean into it. So if I'm working with a wide team around strategy and creative, what we are doing and how we are doing it, and if I don't like the how, I speak up. And I don't just sort of reject that. There is a way of sort of bringing people on that journey and giving them thought starters that can evolve the idea or amplify it in a better way. But yeah, trusting my instinct is really key.
I mean, that's important. You have so much more wisdom as you go from transformation to transformation and situation to situation. Maybe bring it back to where we are today. How is AI changing the way you approach content, brand, and your work?
I think it's really important to create a safe space for creatives. They really come to life when they're ideating and they're on set producing stuff. Where I feel like they feel really sort of pulled down is when they are dealing with feedback, and that needs to be that has impact on how the production is going, and the client demands iteration after iteration of the idea. I feel like there are functions within that creative life cycle that can be automated, that can be sort of powered by AI, which can free up the creative's time so that they can really enjoy what they love about the job. So I feel like you understanding your business and utilizing or understanding exactly where sort of AI should be applied is critical. And I think there is a general sort of fear about any change, like I was saying earlier. So it's really important to be able to sort of immerse our teams in the change that's happening, sort of things that are impacting us. Something like this is great for growing members of this marketing community to come and sort of interact with other people, see what other businesses are doing. And I feel like this is a great learning potential to sort of bring into the business to explore other technologies that we can use, because the way one of the other panelists sort of use technology in the business is very different to how I use it. But it really made me think about how I can apply. We have e-commerce sitting within our business line, which is going to be very interesting. How you engage with the customer and how you can make things a little bit more customized to your customer is going to be critical to take that e-commerce business forward. And I learned that today because I came to this panel. So
and again, that sort of corporate diffusion of ideas is pretty tremendous. And so maybe we end with this last question in terms of amplifying goodness out there. Is there one brand that's you doing something uniquely, quietly brilliant that has impressed you?
I don't think it's quiet, but I think that it is subtle, but it's majorly impactful, and that's Rode, so Hailey Bieber's brand, which was just acquired by Elf. So I've been following Elf for a while because it is the sort of the premier Gen Z brand. It's affordable, it's sort of non-toxic, it is cruelty-free. It's everything that Gen Z cares about, which is so wonderful, because I feel like in terms of empathy, they are generations ahead of our generation, not to be ageist, but it's just so wonderful to see that brand beautifully aligned with Hailey Bieber's brand. I mean, I follow her, I think she's absolutely stunning, and she has amazing skin. So of course she's at the forefront of her own brand. But the way that she capitalized on just a few products, which were purely sort of related to skincare, and then that involved into a little bit of beauty. But it was always like sort of beautifully branded, almost like a customized list of products. And she never sort of did this drop or that drop. I just love the way she's marketed the product, and like I feel like that alignment is amazing, and I'm very excited to see what Elf does with her, because she's been retained as the Chief Creative Officer, which is
that is brilliant. Because there's focus there,
Correct.
there's empathy, and then there's mission and purpose, and like those things come
beautiful
together
value
when
alignment.
you do that.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, so here's another question, Devina. Like, is there a marketing or thought leader, a marketer who you follow that gives you inspiration?
Yes. So a businesswoman who I am following now, because she's just started her own podcast, is Emma Grade. So she essentially brought Skims and Good American with the Kardashians to life, and scaled them into these billion-dollar businesses. And it's just like I think she's very polarizing in her approach to work, and it's quite intense. But I feel like there's a great value alignment in how I approach work with her. So I mean, I've dropped her a few DMs, but that is a leader that I keep watching the space for. She's so motivated. I always feel like she has something fresh to say.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for spreading your wisdom to the Iterable community, but the community at large.
Thank you so much. Thank you.